The story unfolds like a chilling wind through the crumbling walls of an abandoned Soviet gulag. These walls, once echoing with the cries of the imprisoned, now stand silent, holding within them the secrets of a dark past. A place of secrets, where the boundaries of science and morality were blurred. The Russian sleep experiment. Here, in the shadowy confinement rooms, scientists pushed the limits of human endurance, driven by a relentless pursuit of knowledge and power. Just whispering the name sends a shiver down your spine. It's a name that conjures images of fear, desperation, and the unknown. It's an unsettling tale, a dark chapter in human experimentation. In these dimly lit rooms, ominous medical equipment stood as silent witnesses to the horrors that unfolded. Some say it's merely a creepypasta, an internet legend, a story crafted to entertain and terrify, spreading like wildfire across forums and social media. Others believe it's a warning, a glimpse into the depths of human cruelty, a reminder of what happens when ethics are cast aside in the name of progress. But one thing is for sure, the story of the Russian sleep experiment has haunted minds and fueled nightmares since it first surfaced online. The imagery it evokes is powerful, leaving an indelible mark on those who dare to delve into its depths. It takes us back to the chilling grip of the Cold War, a time when fear and paranoia reigned. A time when the world was divided and the quest for dominance led to unspeakable acts. The Soviets, obsessed with pushing the limits of human endurance, began a top-secret experiment. In their quest to conquer sleep, they isolated test subjects, subjecting them to unimaginable conditions. Their goal, to conquer sleep. They believed that by eliminating the need for sleep, they could create a superhuman workforce capable of working tirelessly for the state. Join me now as we delve into the terrifying details of the Russian sleep experiment, a tale that continues to fascinate and terrify. We will explore the origins of the story, the experiments conducted, and the horrifying outcomes that have left a lasting legacy. But be warned, once you enter this realm of sleeplessness and madness, you might never sleep peacefully again. The story is not just a tale of scientific curiosity gone awry, but a haunting reminder of the thin line between sanity and madness and the dark corners of the human psyche. Picture Soviet Russia in the late 1940s, a land still reeling from the devastation of World War II, its cities scarred by conflict and its people haunted by memories of loss and hardship. The shadow of World War II still loomed large, and the Iron Curtain was firmly in place, concealing the nation's secrets from the world. This barrier was not just physical but also ideological, a symbol of the deep divide between East and West. Deep within the vast, desolate Siberian wasteland, a secret facility hummed with a sinister energy. This remote location was chosen for its isolation, far from prying eyes and curious minds. It was here, in this isolated prison, that the Soviets were conducting inhumane experiments on political prisoners, the forgotten souls deemed enemies of the state. These prisoners, stripped of their identities and hope, were subjected to unimaginable horrors. The details of these experiments remained shrouded in secrecy, hidden behind layers of propaganda and denial. The Soviet regime was adept at controlling information, ensuring that the truth of their actions never reached the outside world. The mastermind behind the sleep deprivation experiment was a shadowy figure known only as Dr. Ivanov. His name was whispered in fear among those who knew of his work, a man whose ambition knew no bounds. Driven by ambition and a chilling disregard for human life, Ivanov believed he could unlock the secrets of the human mind by eliminating sleep. He theorized that by pushing the human body to its limits, he could uncover hidden potentials and break the boundaries of human endurance. His subjects, 5 unfortunate prisoners of war, promised their freedom in exchange for participation. These men, desperate for a chance at liberty, agreed to the experiment, unaware of the true nature of the horrors that awaited them. Little did they know they were about to become victims in a terrifying experiment. Their lives forfeit in the name of science. The lab, filled with ominous instruments and a pervasive sense of dread, would become their prison, and their minds the battleground for Ivanov's twisted ambitions. The 5 prisoners, desperate for freedom and unaware of the horrors that awaited them, agreed to participate. They were ushered into a hermetically sealed chamber, a concrete cell disguised as a comfortable living space. Inside, the chamber was deceptively inviting, furnished with books, beds, and even a toilet. A constant supply of fresh air and food was pumped in through vents, ensuring their basic needs were met, at least for a while. The only catch? They were under constant surveillance. Cameras and microphones were strategically placed throughout the chamber, capturing their every move and whisper. Unbeknownst to the prisoners, a stimulant gas, later dubbed Nikolaev's mixture, was being subtly released into the air they breathed. This potent gas, meticulously calibrated, kept them awake, their minds trapped in a perpetual state of wakefulness. The first few days of the experiment seemed almost bearable. The prisoners, buoyed by the promise of freedom, chatted amongst themselves, read books, and even engaged in friendly games. But as the days bled into nights, the insidious effects of sleep deprivation began to take hold. The men became increasingly agitated, their conversations turning into paranoid whispers. They grew gaunt, their eyes becoming bloodshot and sunken. Their movements, once fluid and natural, became jerky and erratic, their bodies seemingly rebelling against the enforced wakefulness. The once comforting hum of the ventilation system morphed into an unbearable drone, a constant reminder of their confinement. Their laughter turned to sobs, their camaraderie replaced by suspicion and fear. The psychological toll of sleep deprivation was turning them into strangers, both to each other and to themselves. By the fifth day, the experiment had spiraled into chaos. The once orderly environment had transformed into a scene of utter pandemonium, with the participants' mental states deteriorating rapidly. The prisoners, their minds pushed beyond the brink of sanity, began to exhibit extreme and disturbing behaviors. Their eyes, once filled with hope and curiosity, now reflected only emptiness and despair. They ripped apart their books and smeared the pages with feces, their once articulate words devolving into incoherent screams and animalistic grunts. Then came the self-mutilation. The air was thick with the stench of decay and the sounds of madness. One prisoner, convinced that he could hear his comrades plotting against him, tore open his abdomen with his bare hands, spilling his intestines onto the floor. His face contorted in a mix of pain and twisted satisfaction, as if he believed this act would free him from his torment. Another prisoner, his eyes wide with terror, bashed his head repeatedly against the steel door, his desperate cries for release echoing through the chamber. The sound of his skull meeting metal was a haunting rhythm that underscored the group's collective descent into madness. The researchers, observing the horrors unfolding through the one-way glass, were both horrified and strangely exhilarated. They had never anticipated such extreme reactions, and yet they couldn't look away. The line between scientific curiosity and moral responsibility blurred. They had stumbled upon something truly terrifying, a glimpse into the darkest recesses of the human psyche. The experiment had revealed not just the fragility of the human mind, but also the depths of its potential for self-destruction. It was a discovery that would haunt them forever, a reminder of the abyss that lies within us all. After 15 agonizing days, the chamber fell silent. The researchers, fearing the worst, made the decision to enter. What they found inside was a scene straight out of a nightmare. The floor was littered with blood, feces, and torn pages from books. The air was thick with the stench of death and decay, and the prisoners, only one remained alive, his body contorted in an unnatural position, his eyes devoid of life. He had succumbed to the experiment, his mind and body shattered beyond repair. The final entry in the researcher's log simply read, "We have abandoned the chamber. God forgive us, for we have created monsters." The experiment, once a beacon of Soviet ambition, had become a chilling testament to the depravity of unchecked scientific curiosity. The chilling tale of the Russian sleep experiment, however, remains shrouded in mystery. Despite its graphic details and widespread circulation online, no concrete evidence supports its validity. No declassified Soviet files, no testimonies from researchers or witnesses. Is it a clever fabrication, a product of someone's overactive imagination designed to tap into our deepest fears? Or is there a grain of truth to the legend, a terrifying whisper of something truly monstrous, hidden beneath layers of government secrecy? The story's ambiguity is perhaps its most disturbing aspect. It leaves us questioning the depths of human cruelty, the limits of scientific exploration, and the very nature of truth itself. Whether entirely true or a work of fiction, the Russian sleep experiment has left an indelible mark on our collective psyche. It serves as a chilling cautionary tale, a stark reminder of the potential for evil that lies dormant within us all. It forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about our own humanity and the fine line that separates scientific exploration from reckless ambition. The tale continues to spark debate and discussion, fueling our fascination with the unknown and the dark side of human nature. In the end, the Russian sleep experiment stands as a chilling testament to the power of storytelling, a modern-day horror myth that continues to haunt our waking dreams and keep us up at night.